Desserts are usually a perfect and sweet ending to a meal. However, sometimes they can require a lot of time in the kitchen and the use of an oven. But one of my favorite desserts doesn't require either of those things. Dirt cake is a simple recipe that you can make in your kitchen without the use of an oven. Dirt cake is easy and tasty that will leave you wanting more, and it only requires these 3 simple steps. First, you're going to collect your ingredients and your supplies. Next, you're going to make the 2 layers of the cake. And third, lastly, you'll layer the cake and refrigerate. Ever since I was young, I can remember enjoying this dessert at family parties, and I hope after today you guys can take the recipe home and enjoy it with your family today. Alright, so first you're going to want to gather your supplies. You're going to need 1 large mixing bowl, a bowl for presentation, a measuring cup, a whisk, a spatula, a rolling pin, and a large gallon freezer bag. The materials that you'll need, the ingredients that you're going to need is 1 pack of family-sized chocolate sandwich cookies, 3 cups of milk, 1 pack of instant vanilla pudding mix, and a 12-ounce container of Cool Whip. All right, now that we have all our ingredients and all our supplies, let's begin with making the 2 layers of the cake. First, we're going to start by making the vanilla pudding. You can use either chocolate or vanilla pudding, it doesn't matter, but I just chose vanilla because I think it tastes better. Okay, so once you get all the mix out of there, make sure you get it all out. I didn't tear this very well.
1 year later.
So now that that's done, you'll take your whisk and you'll slowly and carefully mix the mix into the pudding. Make sure there's no clumps. Yes, I know. It's very interesting. Okay. So now that this is all mixed together, you're going to want to let that sit for about 5 minutes so that it can firm up and actually look like pudding. While we're waiting for this to settle and firm, we're going to make our Oreo mixture, which is the 2nd layer of the cake. So what you're going to do, you'll take your large gallon freezer bag and your Oreo cookies. I've already pre-crushed mine for the sake of time in this presentation, but what you'll do is you'll take about half a row at a time, place them in this bag, make sure they're flat when you place them in there. It's a lot easier to crush them when they're flat. Hold on, I didn't do that very well. There we go. Make sure it's sealed because if not, you're going to have a mess on your hands. And then take the rolling pin and you'll crush the cookies until they're in fine pieces. This is going to make the 2nd layer of your dirt cake. You can also do this with a food processor if you have that available to you. Okay, so now that these are nicely crushed. I'm going to sit this over here so I have room. You could probably have a trash can heavy. Okay? All right, so also for the sake of time, I have already pre-made some pudding so that we can get started with the 2nd layer. Because now that our Oreos are crushed, we are done with that layer. Okay, so now you're going to take your Cool Whip topping and the spatula and get all that out there. You're going to want to make sure this is nice and thawed before you mix these, because if the Cool Whip is still frozen, it can be really challenging to mix together because it's very clumpy. All right, so now that that's all out, you can take your whisk and you mix it together. You can also do this with a hand electric mixer. It doesn't matter. Just make sure when you're mixing it with an electric mixer that it's on low, because you don't want to over mix it, I guess. Okay, so now once your mixture consists of a light pale yellow color like so, you are ready to layer your cake, which is the final part of the final steps. All right, so you have your presentation bowl. You can use presentation bowls that are clear, that way you can see the layers of the cake. A lot of people do that. Or you could even put it in a flower pot. I've actually seen that before too. Okay, so we're gonna start with the Oreo layer as the base. So you just take it from the bag, pour it like so, and it's nice and flat in the bottom there. And next, you'll take your second layer from your bowl and pour it right on top. All right, and you can take your spatula so that you can make this layer nice and flat. That way your layers are evenly placed on top of each other. And you would continue on and off dirt with the Oreo layer and the pudding layer all the way until you fill the top. And on the top, put the Oreo crumbs. That way it actually looks like dirt cake. Also, for the sake of time, I have pre-made some examples of the final product. This is one example you could do. You could put them into like little, I guess they're wine glasses, and it would look like this, or in any type of glass that you put it in, or you can put it in a bowl like this for a larger crowd, and some people put worms or fake flowers in the top to actually make it look like dirt. All right, in conclusion, dirt cake is a simple and quick and fun recipe that you can do at home with these 3 simple steps. 1, you're gonna collect your ingredients and supplies. 2, you're gonna make your separate layers of the cake. 3rd, you're gonna layer your cake, and obviously you're going to need to refrigerate it for 30 minutes once it's complete. So remember, take this recipe home and share it with your family and friends, and I hope you'll enjoy it as much as I do. Woo, woo, woo!